Come closer, my people. Come closer and sit where the fire still remembers warmth. Sit where stories are not rushed, where words are poured slowly like palm wine, where silence itself listens. Because some stories are not told to entertain, they are told to awaken. Our elders say, when a person desires change, the fire must first be lit within. No wind from outside can warm a heart that has refused to burn. Tonight, we do not tell a story of magic falling from the sky. We tell a story of quiet courage, of patience, of discipline, of a fire that refused to die. This is the story of a young woman whose desire for change burned quietly. Not like a loud flame, but like embers hidden beneath ash. Her name was Amina. Listen now. Amina lived in a coastal city where the ocean breathed without rest, and the sun rose whether people were ready or not. She rented a small room at the edge of the city, iron sheets for walls, a mattress on the floor, one plastic chair, a mirror with a crack running through it, splitting her reflection into two, as if even the mirror could not decide who she was becoming. For 5 long years, Amina worked as a cashier in a large supermarket. 5 years of standing, 5 years of smiling, 5 years of swallowing words. Her mornings began before dawn. Cold water, worn clothes, a hurried walk to the bus stop with other tired bodies, moving like shadows. By the time the city woke, Amina had already given away her strength. At work, the lights were always bright, the floor always cold, the rules always strict. Stand straight. Smile at customers. Move faster. Her feet burned like stones left in the sun. Her back stiffened. Her hands counted money that never followed her home. Customers passed, some kind, some careless, some cruel. Some never looked at her face at all. At the end of each month, her salary arrived carefully, small and polite. By the second week, it was gone. Rent, food, transport, nothing remained. At night, when the city softened and the ocean whispered to itself, Amina sat alone in her room. Sometimes she removed her shoes and stared at her swollen feet. Sometimes she lay awake listening to neighbors breathe through thin walls, and her thoughts grew loud. I wake early. I sleep late. I work hard. But my life is standing still. She counted the years on her fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is this what my life will be forever? Standing for others until my strength finishes? Some nights tears came. Other nights anger came. Most nights silence came. But deep inside her, something refused to accept this ending. The elders say, when a question refuses to sleep, it is because a journey is calling. One evening, heavy with exhaustion, Amina decided to visit her aunt, Mama Zawadi. Mama Zawadi lived in a modest home that smelled of cloth, soap, and patience. Her hair had turned silver, not from weakness, but from years of choosing wisely. She ran a small tailoring business from her home. As Amina sat down, rubbing her aching legs, she noticed something strange. The sewing machine was silent. Orders were finished, clothes folded neatly, and still. Mama Zawadi was calm, not rushed, not tired, not carrying the heaviness Amina carried every day. Auntie, Amina asked quietly, how do you work like this and still look rested? Mama Zawadi laughed softly. My child, she said, I work when the world is quiet. Amina frowned. What do you mean? Mama Zawadi pointed outside. I wake when the stars are still arguing with the moon. From 5 to 6:30 in the morning, that time belongs to me. She leaned forward. From 5 to 6, I draw. New designs, ideas I have seen, ideas I imagine. From 6 to 6:30, I walk. briskly just to keep my body energized and young and flexible. I let my body wake. I let my mind breathe. Amina hesitated, then asked the question burning in her chest. Auntie, is the money enough? Mama Zawadi nodded. Yes, it feeds myself and my 3 children who are in the university. I am also able to pay their school fee and make them comfortable in school. It gives me peace. Then she sighed. If my clothes were online, she added, if more eyes could see them, the sales would triple. She looked at Amina gently. But learning new ways takes time. And time, she said, is something the young still carry. Amina said nothing, but her heart listened. That night, Amina walked home slowly. The road was familiar, but her thoughts were not. Streetlights flickered. The ocean whispered. The wind touched her face gently. 1 hour, she thought, just one protected hour. She replayed her aunt's words. Draw, walk, prepare. She stopped outside her door and whispered into the darkness. If change must begin within, then tomorrow I begin. An elder's proverb echoed in her mind. The one who desires a new harvest must first clear a new field. At 5 a.m., the alarm rang. Her body begged her to sleep. Her mind argued. But Amina rose. The city was silent, no noise, no demands. She opened her notebook. She learned slowly. She failed. She tried again. She walked. She breathed. She protected that hour fiercely. Weeks passed. Then months. Her body grew stronger. Her mind sharper. Her confidence steadier. The fire inside her grew. Amina's job did not change immediately. But she did. She stood differently. Her back no longer bowed by hopelessness. She spoke differently, with calm, not apology. She dreamed differently, not of escape, but of becoming. And then, quietly, life noticed. Because the elders say, when the inside of the pot changes, the taste of the food must follow. Amina began where her roots were. She offered her hands and her learning to her aunt, Mama Zawadi. She took pictures of the dresses, bright kitenge, clean stitches, patient work. She wrote small stories for each cloth and shared them online where the world now gathers. At first, only a few orders came, then a few more. Then strangers began calling, asking, is this the woman who sews with care? Soon Mama Zawadi could not manage alone. Another pair of hands was hired, then another. The sewing machine no longer rested. The shop no longer slept, and people began to notice Amina. Who is managing this page? They asked. Who tells these stories so well? One woman came, then a man, then a business owner from across town. They did not offer her pity. They offered her opportunity. Can you do this for us too? They asked. Can you help our businesses be seen? Amina smiled. The fire she had guarded in silence was now warming others, and she understood. Change does not arrive shouting. It arrives when you change first. So listen, my people. When the drumbeat changes, the dancer must also change. Change does not arrive shouting. It arrives quietly, at the hour before the rooster crows. Before you leave this fire, ask yourself, what hour still belongs to you? If this story touched you, like it so the fire spreads. Comment and tell us which lesson stayed with you. Subscribe for more stories that awaken the spirit. Until we meet again. For part 2 of the story, Protect Your Hour, Protect Your Fire.